What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to Mr. Bagel's channel for trading analysis. If you do enjoy today's content, please make sure you subscribe or like the video. It will really help us grow. So, what happened in the market today? So we briefly talked about this on Monday. We will be moving over to SPX. So what did we talk about? We talked about the market is doing something sneaky, right? So, because at the start of the week, we always talk about the weekly close. So, what do we have here? Lower high and lower low, increasing volume on the downside. So, on Monday, we already alerted that, okay, market is taking a breather from here, right? We don't want to just be blindly going long. We want to have some short setups. We want to be going long and short simultaneously because market is going on a sideways action or potentially be going downwards. Again, we talked about this is not going to be a flash sell. This is going to be a pullback. If you didn't get in on the market before, this would be a really good time because we do see market moving down a little bit further from here. So weekly, that's been covered. Let's talk about daily, right? I mean, the daily close, it does tell you something. Again, I am typically not the kind of person who likes to do this kind of trend line, but sometimes they do work. So what do you see here? Uh, yeah, that was obviously a fake up. So you see, because when we have this kind of consolidation, sideways action, we want to pay attention to this wick. Sometimes, or oftentimes, they do serve as support or resistance. When we saw this, obviously, volume is really good, but again, volume is a pretty good support indicator, but you don't solely make a decision based on the candle pattern and volume. You want to respect the resistance, and right here, right now, this trend line is serving as your resistance, and same goes for the wick down there. That is your support. Oh man, we broke the support, lower high and lower low. What happens now? Well, based on the daily chart, I really can say, but if we somehow open gap down today and we retest to the upside and rejected by this trend line, then you have to believe that we will be testing down there on 20 days moving average. Okay. Now we move over to 4 hours to see what kind of story we see here. Yeah, a down, try to get up, reject. Yeah, that's not very good. We also want to pay attention to 2 hours. So initial sell, and the highest point was 60.56, 60.57. You would think, hey, this is kind of bullish. I would think that too. But the best bullish signal that you ever want would be accompanied by a green candle. And after an initial buy, you see the volume, some big players are buying in. You want to see how many people are considering profit taking, right? And if the profit taking goes to a certain place, you want to see buyers recommitted into this. People that didn't get on the trend the first place will continue, they will come back in to see, okay, this trade is actually happening. This is a setup that we all see. They jump in to close that red candle strong. That's the kind of bullish signal that you want to see. So sure, we see a green here. I would say that's pretty good. Was a sell candle followed? We can move over to 1 hour to get a better picture. So yeah, it was just a really good buying at the last hour. So it doesn't really tell you anything, right? I think how we open today is gonna provide more color. Um, Even if we go over here and okay, so I'll say this: if we can close above 20 hours moving average, then it's pretty bullish. Through this trend line, we are going to make all-time high. All right. But if we struggle below this trend line today, then it just has more downside to go. Okay, just mark it on your chart. These two trend lines will be respected in the next few sessions. Okay, so what did we also talk about on Monday? We talked about Lrcx and Micron long and JPM short, right? Let's talk about the shorts. So what did we know? I'm actually out of the trade. If it continues to go lower, by the looks of it, it may really happen, right? Everybody's talking about head and shoulder on Nvidia. Nobody's talking about head and shoulder on JPM. Well, this is it, right? And rejected on 20 days moving average, this thing is just going to crash from there. But a rebound can be happening. I don't know if a rebound is imminent, but it depends on the weekly close. If we close like this with lower volume, you have to believe that there is going to be some buying next week. But right now, it doesn't look that way. It looks pretty bad, right? If we you see, we were struggling around these moving averages on 4 hour chart, and then we just sold down. We're not retesting that ever again. If you still want to play the short, okay, but this moving average here is gonna be your stop. Okay, we kissed it, we reject, perfect. You should be adding more short. If we somehow close above it, and then we have another sell candle and it's very very weak, it tells you that there's no seller inside, then you get out, right? I've got out. Probably not the right move because it does look like it has more downside to go. Because Dow components, including Nvidia, is having a hard time, right? Uh, when a certain sector or a certain market is having a hard time, don't just look at it and go, oh, okay, after the bottom has formed, I'm gonna get in to buy it. No, if they're having a hard time, you take advantage of it, you short it, but always have your stop because we are still in a very strong market. Okay, moving over to Lrcx. What did we say over here? It's in consolidation, but it's consolidating to the upside. Okay, what was the highest point here? 78.72, 78.74. Okay, obviously a resistance. So what would we do? We sell it. Was it a good sell? No way. We closed still way above 77.5. This is bullish, guys. This is very bullish. Remember on Monday we talked about the weekly close. Look at this. The weekly close was amazing. And we did take out that high just within 2 sessions. This is really good. I don't even want to move over to some other time frame because this is just way too good. Okay, so also wanted to talk about ASML. Very similar setup with Lrcx, if not better actually. When you are beginning to spot a new trend, you have to respect that, hey, it can be choppy, right? I want to go short, you want to go long. Let's, try to see who can turn this around. So you see a lot of this wick, right? But a very important thing that we have to remember is we always want to wait for the candle to close. If you set your stop here, it goes over here, it takes out your stop, and then you went back up, you're gonna have a hard time believing that. You're gonna have a hard time. Oh my God, what have I just done? So if you're using hourly, I mean, if you're using 5 minute chart, it could have closed below your stop, and then after waiting for the candle to close, you take your stop. But if you enter the market based on hourly chart, you don't want to be moving around looking at. What I do is I use hourly and all this different time frame and even 2 minute chart to enter. But when I consider exit, I'm always using larger time frame, right? Because sometimes when you're early on the trend, it can really shake you off, right? You get stopped out, the market continues to get buying. So you don't want that. You have to believe at the consolidation phase, we always move like this. Okay, but once the direction is clear, it will take off from there, right? Right now we're still testing 20-hour moving average, but this year it has been a lot of setup we're seeing in the market that once a trend is formally officially formed, we are just trading above 20 hours moving average, and we do that for a few weeks straight. Okay, so this is still very early. I do see more upside from here. I took out some lamb research because pretty good profit, but I'm still leaving most of it. Oh, we also talked about Palo Alto, right? Yeah, I'm officially out of that trade. It did make all-time high like the way we wanted to. Talked about that on Monday as well. Sometimes we also talk about those kind of day trade with very tight risk reward. And typically, we don't intend to hold it for the option for longer than 5 days. So, keep an eye out because sometimes I do make those kind of trades. Um, if there's any question about my stop loss or profit taking level, leave a comment down below. I will be discussing that with you as well. Micron, nothing to report here. It's amazing. I don't want to bet on earnings, so I either place a hedge today or I just, take my chips off the table because it has been great, right? There's nothing to report here. And we talked about why we thought this could be a long setup, and it was. It still is. If you haven't been on this play and you're asking, is it still playable? While this is not the most beautiful setup you can hope, because we did make lower low on the 4 hour, but the selling is very weak, right? Because earnings on deck, no one knows what's gonna happen. I think it's very normal that people are still in this trade. They just bought some protection. They wanna ride on it, right? A lot of people are coming out with their price target on Micron 115, 120, whatever that is. We were early. We made the money. That's pretty decent. If you still want to play, if you have that gambler spirit, by yeah, go ahead. But I would always just enter this kind of trade at this point with some protection. That's always very important to talk about. Oh yeah, also when it comes to some short selling, obviously Caterpillar being one of the components of the Dow, crashed down further. I shouldn't have taken out that trade, but it is what it is. I still think that is the swing short, but I do expect some probably like short-term relief bounce. But from there, I think better shorting opportunities will be present to us. So also talking about ARM, we made it, right? I am holding no ARM right now, but if you really didn't get on the bandwagon and then you go, oh my god, ARM just took off and nothing I can do about this. Oh, think again because the market is always providing opportunity to those who are patient, right? If you have been patient, this is the opportunity that you can really take advantage of. So what do we know from ARM? I think at this stage, because it's only been 2 days, we want to use the data. Ah, that looks very, very good. And don't forget, the reason we wanted to play ARM was because weekly was really, really nice, right? Still nice. If this is how we close weekly, I'm gonna buy huge doubling down on January call contract on ARM because again, I mean, don't freak out. ARM is good. ARM is good on every perspective, right? Obviously, uh, we didn't even hit the support. We just went up from there. 1 hour, yeah. So the ultimate bullish signal that you want to be looking for is that ARM close above 20 hours moving average, and we had a sell candle followed by that and very weak sell candle. We talked about what a weak sell candle is, like this kind of setup up, and it better be that the second candle taking out the previous high and down a little bit and close like this while we're still above the 20 hours moving average. That's the kind of signal that you really want. Then you will go long from there. or you can go long from here, right? Or if there's some concern, you can be selling some puts instead of buying shares or buying call options. But ARM is still looking pretty good. All right. One more short I wanted to talk about that I didn't take. I should have, but let's talk about those. Hmm. Yeah. How to spell first? There it is. Yeah. Obviously, very bad because of Trump administration. Obviously, green energy is not gonna be doing very well. So we saw this on weekly at the start of the week, right? What do you see? Lower low. Yeah, I'm sorry, lower high, and there has been a trend line forming over here. Ah, couldn't even take this level, and we're just down and with very bad volume, right? You see this kind of thing. We just rejected all the way down, and then we closed below all the daily moving averages. We came back up lower high with very weak volume. That is telling you that weekly is bad, daily is bad. You can short at Monday open, and sure enough, boom. Okay, it has more downside to go in my opinion, just because it couldn't even test uh 20 days moving average. People are looking at this and go, this will make lower low. Okay, but play smartly, because as soon as it closes above 20 days moving average, that's when you should be considering getting out of this trade. But very weak, very bad. If you want to place a short today on this name, even at the open, I think that would be a bold move, but I think it still has some merit to that kind of trade you can consider taking. So again, back to Dell component, I also wanted to show you a very similar setup with Home Depot. Obviously, this is not it. Okay, let's see. Yeah, remember a sell down close below 20 days moving average and very weak buying. That's your ultimate signal to sell it, and also retest on 20 days moving average. We're just going down from there. Okay, if we can break $399, it just has more downside to go. All right, so we're still loving ARM. Micron has been great. We're still loving Lam Research, but also keep in mind that Micron's earning is going to have some impact on all the semis that obviously include ARM and also Lrcx. So play accordingly. If you need to have some hedging, just be doing that. Also, JPM still looking weak, and Home Depot looking weak. The Dow components are just looking very weak altogether, right? So that's a wrap for me. Again, the market is in consolidation. It's having a little bit of pullback. If there's anything changes, we'll be notified that on the channel. And once again, this is not any financial advice. You're trading on your own risk. I'm just providing you with what I'm seeing in the market and some other opportunities that we can consider taking. All right, and I hope you enjoyed today's video. Happy trading. I will see you tomorrow. Have a good one, guys. Take care. Bye. What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to. What's up, everyone? Welcome. 哦，我真的会发疯我录了一个大概20几分钟的影片，然后发现他没有帮我存到，我快吐血了。我讲的好累哦，干嘛了？怎么了？然后怎么？What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to. What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Mr. Bagel's channel for trading analysis. If you do enjoy today's, what is going on, everyone? Welcome back to what is going on, everybody? What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to Mr. Bagel's channel for trading analysis. If you do, what is going